You won't believe Shark Tank star Lori Grainer's 5 most successful retail deals that made her a millionaire. From a wireless microphone to a cleaning product, her keen eye for spotting emerging brands pushed her fortune to reach the $1 million milestone. Let's take a closer look at how she did it. Number 5. Cue Ball. In 2017, Shane Cox had the chance to be on Shark Tank to present his big idea. For his pitch, he went for a unique outfit choice, a gym teacher. His product was Cue Ball, a soft ball with a microphone inside meant for classrooms. When someone holds the ball, they get to speak into the microphone. When it moves, it goes on mute. Shane said this would make classes more engaging. Shane was lucky. The investors thought the Cue Ball an appealing product. Plus, they saw even more potential in it because they could expand its user base and offer it to companies and events as well. So, what was Shane Cox expecting from the Sharks? Well, he had an investment of $200,000 for a 15% share of his company in mind. Do you know how much he got from them? He got an investment of $300,000 for 30% from Mark Cuban, Lori Greiner, and Rohan Oza. Lori, being the expert, found the deal lucrative as she identified a big gap. And what was that? She noticed that Shane had targeted a limited audience, which was only schools. Given the product's overall appeal, it had the potential to be introduced to other sectors like business. This increased exposure would mean more retail sales and more cash for the company and the Sharks. Lori's out-of-the-box thinking is a big part of where she is today. Now, let's look at how Cue Ball has been doing since then. Back in 2017, when Shane came to Shark Tank, it had made sales worth $177,000. Each piece was sold for $179, and the production cost was around $52. That was pretty decent. But after the appearance on the show, things started to turn around. The product became really popular. The company made $3.9 million in sales in 2 years after the episode was aired. It was all thanks to Lori's brilliant idea of approaching other audiences as well. And as it turned out, she was right. Kids and adults both enjoyed tossing the microphone ball around. Moreover, some major updates were done in the Cue Ball to reach more people. It now works with Amazon's Alexa and Google Translate, and you can even connect it with Microsoft apps, Google Hangouts, and Skype. After the positive response to the first product, they even released a second-generation Cue Ball Plus. It has some cool features like USB capability and a battery that lasts more than 12 hours. These upgrades and some entrepreneurial wisdom from the Sharks helped Cue Ball to grow its team and add more products too. They've also started selling additional items like sterilizers and colorful covers. Plus, Cue Ball did not forget its classroom origins. They started offering grants to teachers who were interested in introducing the wireless microphone into their schools. Shane was thrilled about how the Sharks helped him grow his business over the years. After all, it wasn't just the money, but there were some neat business tricks from the experts that came as part of the deal. And one good idea can grow your business more than any amount of cash. And the latest numbers are looking great. The company's still going strong and has a yearly revenue of $1 million. The Cue Ball was a pretty unique product, but you don't have to be 100% unique to make money. Investing in food items can also make you millions, but for that, you need to take some notes from the self-made millionaire herself. Number 4. Bantam Bagels, aka Bagel Stuffins. Bantam Bagels was founded in 2013 by Nick and Elise Alexak. They started out with a bagel shop near the West Village in Manhattan. And they had one aim: to share NYC's classic bagel taste with people around the world. So they took baby steps and started selling mini stuffed bagels from their cozy bakery. But to take things to the next level, they needed a solid investment. You see, they wanted to market their bagels in stores and work on their nationwide distribution too. That's when the couple decided to take their yummy mini bagels to Shark Tank. They had their fingers crossed, hoping to get some cash, around $275,000. And spoiler alert, they actually got it. Lori Greiner, aka the warm-blooded shark, was impressed by the whole concept. And let's face it, who could say no to such delicious bagels? She agreed to give the couple a $275,000 investment. But she had 3 conditions. The first was to change the brand's name. Second, she wanted them to start using food trucks. Lastly, she wanted a share of 30% of their business. Lori played her cards well. She knew that their bagels were a hero and not a zero. However, the shark Barbara had previously made an offer, so the duo made a counteroffer. At this point, Lori interrupted them as she didn't want to let go of this deal. So she lowered her share to 25% and the deal was closed. And oh boy, with Lori on board, things escalated quickly. Even Nick and Elise were surprised. They had heard about the shark effect, but now they got to experience it firsthand. And as soon as the episode was aired, boom! Things were out of control. Bantam Bagel's website crashed due to the insane amount of traffic. It was restored in 15 minutes once their TV segment ended. And as for Lori, she played her part well in the overnight popularity of the brand. She tweeted that even though the website was down for a while, the team would check their email to get everyone's order right. Plus, she even tweeted a picture of their retail location and expressed how happy she was to see things going so well. This was one of her genius moves, as the message reached a wide audience and resulted in increased sales. Bantam Bagels was a sensation and is considered the most successful food item ever pitched on the show. Before Nick and Elise came to Shark Tank, their largest client was QVC, the home shopping network, and they'd made around $200,000, and the numbers continued to multiply with each year. The company crossed the $40 million mark in retail sales in only 7 years. During that time, Bantam Bagels had also secured a deal with everyone's favorite coffee brand, Starbucks, nationwide. Plus, they were available in more than 16,000 stores. Now, that's what success looks like. According to Lori Greiner, Bantam Bagels is the most extraordinary food brand on Shark Tank, and the numbers are solid proof of that. In 2018, the couple got an interesting deal and sold the company to T. Marzetti Company for a whopping $34 million.
Just been acquired for $34 million by T. Marzetti.
This is the kind of deal that every entrepreneur dreams of.
Lori made a smart move to invest in their company, and it really paid off. She personally got a staggering $8.5 million. Now, you're probably wondering how the Bantam Bagels did after that. Well, we have some unfortunate news. The pandemic hit it hard, and the company could not recover. According to the latest updates, their website is offline, and there's no activity on their socials. But despite that, it was a chart topper, and the creators walked away with millions when they sold it. Just like Bantam Bagels, our warm-blooded shark knew that the next product had something special and would do wonders. Number 3. Phone soap. Our phones are one of our most valued possessions, but we're all guilty of taking it to the toilet, which is gross. And that's not all. We go out and touch all kinds of things, then touch our phones without even thinking about it. So our beloved phones need a deep and regular cleaning after all that they go through. This is what led Dan Barnes and Wes Laporte to develop the Phone Soap. The miracle product is a UV phone sanitizer and charger. The popularity of phone soap was because chemical cleaners damage your phone's protective coating and cause more fingerprints on the screen. Dan and Wes's idea was a game changer. In 2012, they were successful in launching a Kickstarter campaign to get some funding, and they impressed investors and received $60,000. That's when Phone Soap's production began. So, after a promising start, Phone Soap hit a roadblock. The duo ran into some major financial issues. They needed more money to make more of their product and get the word out. That's when they decided to try their luck on Shark Tank in 2015. Phone Soap starred in one of the episodes of Season 6, and the duo was successful in grabbing Lori's attention. She instantly knew that the product had huge potential. But how did she spot that so quickly? Well, she'd been watching Dr. Oz revealing what actually lives on our phones. You can bet she'd been looking for a good way to clean her own phone ever since. The warm-blooded shark was ready to jump in with an offer of $300,000 for a 15% cut. She had some major plans, one of which was to sell phone soap on QVC. But after a bit of negotiation, they settled on $300,000 for 10% ownership, with the added perk of using her knowledge and connections. Does that sound like a surprisingly good deal? It's because it was. She saw a winner in phone soap. She knew that it was important because everyone uses a phone, and keeping it clean is a big deal. Technically, almost everyone on Earth was a potential customer. Phone soap saw a big boost in their business after they appeared on Shark Tank and teamed up with Lori Greiner. The show's spotlight led to more orders, and this would result in the items often being sold out. Their journey on Shark Tank was nothing less than a breakthrough. It took them only 1 year to make $9 million in sales. Not only that, they also introduced 2 new product lines called Polish and Magical. Having Lori Greiner on board was a big deal. She got phone soap featured on QVC. This gave their products a lot of exposure and helped them sell like hotcakes, and they soon saw the results as their sales hit over $5 million in 2016. Fast forward to today, phone soap has made a massive $150 million in retail sales since its Shark Tank appearance. Lori Greiner's involvement helped them expand and get their products out in the market. As per the latest reports, you can see the phone soap products in about 1,500 stores. And in 2023, the phone soap company was worth an impressive $13.5 million. All of this was possible because of the exposure and investment from Lori. It helped them to innovate and become a big player in the phone sanitization and charging device market. So now people can take their phones into the bathroom without worrying about germs. But the next product on our list taught viewers that something important was missing from their bathrooms. Number 2. Squatty Potty. Next up, we have one of the most unique bathroom products our warm-blooded shark invested in, Squatty Potty. It's not your usual bathroom product, but it has an interesting use. This footstool was presented on Shark Tank in Season 6, Episode 9, which aired on November 14, 2014. The creators, mother-son duo Bobby and Judy Edwards, pitched their idea to the sharks, Mark Cuban, Barbara Corcoran, Kevin O'Leary, Lori Greiner, and Robert Herjavec. But what's so special about Squatty Potty? Well, it's a stool designed to help you sit on the toilet with better posture, helping to keep your pelvic floor muscles healthy. Some doctors even recommend it to ease constipation. Lori loved the idea and backed it enthusiastically. In their first year of business, they claimed to have sold a whopping $1 million worth of products after appearing on the Dr. Oz show. So it's safe to say that this bathroom stool was a star product. Judy and Bobby Edwards were now making their second TV appearance to get $350,000 in exchange for a 5% share of their unique toilet stool business. The jury asked the duo if they had added their product to a retail store, but Bobby told them that they sold directly to consumers, with no retail involved. The sharks were shocked, but Lori added that she knew why they had not used that option yet, and she had also seen them on Dr. Oz. Lori Greiner, with her keen eye for products, saw Squatty Potty's value. She was 200% positive that it would smash records when launched on QVC and in stores. But in return, all she wanted was a 10% ownership. The mother-son duo agreed, and Lori invested $300,000 for the 10% stake. And later on, she added in another $600,000 for an additional 10%, giving her a 20% share. She must have seen the product's exceptional potential to invest in a bigger share. And drumroll please, the warm-blooded shark was right on point, and you can call it one of her greatest moves. Squatty Potty's episode resulted in a remarkable response. You won't believe how much they made after that. They raked in $1 million in sales on the night the show premiered. That's a lot of sales in just a few hours. But it wasn't over yet. They made another $3 million in the 2 weeks following. Squatty Potty's post-show sales were off the charts, one of the best in Shark Tank history. Within only 3 months after the episode, Squatty Potty generated $12 million in sales. Now, do you see why we call it one of Lori's most successful investments? Once Lori was on the team, bigger things happened for Squatty Potty. She launched the footstool at Bed Bath & Beyond stores all across the country. And in 2015, things really took off for Squatty Potty. They did something pretty smart. The product is a bit tricky to market because it's both funny and healthy. But then, an advertising agency, Harmon Brothers, created a video ad that went viral, with over 100 million views on YouTube alone. By this time, they had added Squatty Potty to more than 20 big stores and sold their product in 20 different countries. In 7 years, the company has made a staggering $222 million in retail sales. Today, Squatty Potty is worth about $50 million. And Lori Greiner, who owns 20% of it, has earned more than $10 million from it. Despite this unique investment, Lori is a strong believer in reinventing the wheel instead of creating a new one. And that's a perfect description of the number one product on our list. Number 1. Scrub Daddy. At number 1, we have Scrub Daddy, which is a unique sponge created by Aaron Krause. This sponge isn't like the ordinary one you have sitting in your kitchen sink. It has the ability to change texture based on the temperature of the water it's in. This makes it an all-purpose cleaner. Scrub Daddy's appearance on Shark Tank is known as one of the most memorable episodes. The smiley face-shaped reusable sponge had made less than $100,000 in sales before they appeared on the show. Lori found the product remarkable, and she offered Aaron $200,000 for a 20% share in the company. Seeing the unbelievable potential of the product, she even promised to make Aaron Krause a millionaire within only 1 year. But why was Lori so interested in making this investment? Let's break it down, shall we? The sponge had the right features. 1. It was a captivating invention that stood out from the crowd. 2. The price was reasonable. 3. Most importantly, it's something people buy on a regular basis. It checked all the boxes on Lori's investment criteria and was a perfect fit. Her decision to trust the smiley sponge turned out to be her best investment ever. Once the episode aired, it didn't take much time to reach the list of top hit products. And it involved Lori's magic. She was the right person to give the product exposure. The next day, when Lori was on QVC, she sold 42,000 of these adorable sponges in only 7 minutes. And that's what we call a massive success. Lori and Aaron's Scrub Daddy products reached a broader audience after being featured on QVC. They got those sponges into tons of stores. And because of that, and the company's online presence, people who had never watched Shark Tank started buying them. With Lori's experience, the company made a smart plan for selling, and they sold so many Scrub Daddy products, it blew everyone's mind. But it was during the pandemic that the sponge got even more attention. The sales shot up by 300%. Lori and Aaron even figured out a way to make Scrub Daddy a lot cheaper. That boosted sales even more. Plus, there was another factor that really pushed Scrub Daddy's retail store sales. Lori knew how to get it placed on the most prominent shelves in stores. But what you might not know is that retail stores charge the companies to do that. So the company may have paid some fees for that, but it turned out to be worth it. If we look at the sales that the company has made over those years, it's remarkable. The company made a massive $400 million in sales in just 9 years after its Shark Tank debut. And they haven't stopped there. Scrub Daddy has grown big time. They have 48 new products now, and you can find their stuff in over 30,000 retail stores. Not to mention that they're selling their goods in 17 different countries. That's some global reach. And here's an interesting fact. In 2014, ABC premiered a show called Swimming with Sharks, and they announced Scrub Daddy, the most successful product ever to come out of Shark Tank. That title is still true today. With connections to top US retailers and a sharp eye for potential, Lori transforms her Shark Tank investments into big wins. But it's not just the business world where people are turned into millionaires and billionaires. In fact, you'll be surprised to know that some of your favorite rap stars are business masterminds too. Watch our video, 200 IQ Moments in Rap History, to witness how these artists made it possible.